everyone, today we're going to talk about proportions. While proportions might seem daunting at first, we're going to make sure they're as easy as cake. There's really only two major things we have to remember when it comes to proportions. One, organization is absolutely the key. As long as we stay organized, we just can't get anything wrong. What do I mean by staying organized? Well, in proportions, we're always comparing one thing relative to another. For example, we're comparing a model size of a car to an actual real-life large car. So, when we do a proportion, we're going to be comparing the model, which let's say is pretty small, we're doing that in inches, over the real car, which we'll be measuring in feet. That has to equal the model over the real car in feet. Whatever we choose to put on top stays on top. Whatever we choose to put on the bottom stays on the bottom. That's it. Second thing, we have to remind ourselves of equivalent fractions. Do we recall that 1/2 is the same thing as 4/8, is the same thing as 25 over 50, as 200 over 400? 1/3 is the same thing as 3/9, is the same thing as, etc. That's all. Let's look at an example. So let's say we're building a doghouse outside. This real-life doghouse is going to be, let's say, it's going to be 4 feet tall. Got a pretty big dog here, so we need to make sure he fits in there. Okay, how wide is this going to be? Not sure. But I'm going to represent this real doghouse with a model doghouse. My model, of course, needs to fit on my piece of paper, and the model is going to be 3 inches tall and about 1.5 inches wide. Okay? So we've got the height of our doghouse. Again, let me repeat. In real life, it's 4 feet. The height of our model doghouse is 3 inches. Well, let's go ahead and write a proportion for that. We're going to do model in inches over real in feet. Is going to equal our model in inches, real over feet. What did I say the height was of our model doghouse? 3 inches. What did I say the height of the real doghouse was? Well, 4 feet. And that's going to equal some kind of measurement in inches over some kind of measurement in feet. We've already done the hardest part. And wasn't that really easy? So the question is, well, what's the width of our doghouse if the model is going to be indeed proportional to the real thing? Well, what's the width of our model? 1.5 inches. Where do we put inches? Up top. What is the width of our real one? Again, we do not know. What we don't know, we represent with, you guessed it, a variable. So right now, we've got 3 inches over 4 feet equals 1.5 inches over x feet. Now we need to remember this second most important thing I said. Remember those equivalent fractions? 1/2 equals 2/4 equals 3/6 equals 4/8. Yeah? Well, look, all I have is 2 fractions I need to make equivalent. Well, how did I get from 3 inches, whoops, pardon me, to 1.5 inches? Well, I divided the top number by 2. If I did that to the top number, what do I need to do to the bottom number? Divide by 2. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. So 1.5 inches over 2 feet is equivalent to 3 inches over 4 feet. So how wide would my real life doghouse be? 2 feet. If these are to be proportional. Now, let's just check something. Let's say we did this a different way. Again, we have the height of our model over the height in real life equal to the width of our model to the width in real life. Let's pretend we still don't know. We can all do cross multiplication as well. What do I mean by cross multiplication? Remember, this has to equal this. Well, what's 4 times 1.5? Well, what's 4 times 1? 4. What's half of 4? 2. So 6. What's 3 times x? 3x. So we just do 3x equals 6. Divide both sides by 3. And again, we get x equals 2. And our units, as we can see, are in feet.